So, today we're going to dive into two totally different ways to build a business that's, well, practically unbeatable. One is all about desire, loyalty, and feeling. The other, it's built on the cold, hard laws of physics. Let's see which one really holds up over time.
I know, it sounds like a weird question, right? But it's actually at the very heart of what makes some companies seem vulnerable and others totally invincible. Think about it. Are you better protected by how much people love your stuff or by the simple fact that nobody else on the planet can figure out how to make it? To really get to the bottom of this, we're going to look at two absolute giants. Our contenders are Lululemon, the company that built a massive empire on premium yoga pants and a cult-like following, and on the other side, ASML, a company you've probably never even heard of, but whose tech is so complex, so out there, that it has a complete and total monopoly. Okay, first up, let's talk about the power of brand. This is the kind of business advantage we all know, right? It's built on emotion, on how a product makes you feel, on desire. It's a really powerful force, for sure. But is it powerful enough to build a truly lasting fortress? This is what the experts call a brand moat, like the moat around a castle. But instead of being filled with water and alligators, it's filled with things like customer loyalty and perception. A strong brand lets you charge more for your stuff, and it keeps your customers coming back again and again. It's a pretty powerful defense. And Lululemon, they are the absolute masters of this. I mean, they didn't just sell yoga pants, they sold a lifestyle, a community, this feeling of premium athletic luxury. People aren't just buying clothes, they are buying into an identity, and they'll happily pay a premium for it. That sounds like a pretty strong fortress, right? Or is it? And here's where we start to see the first cracks in those fortress walls. Because for all its power, a brand moat is always under what our source material calls the unsettling competitive pressure. Why? Because desire is a feeling, and well, feelings can change. But even more importantly, the product itself, it can be copied. And just like that, boom, the market is flooded with competitors. You've got brands like Viori and Alo making similar high-end stuff, just with a slightly different vibe. And then you have the ultimate disruptor, Costco's Kirkland brand, offering a product that, let's be honest, is functionally pretty similar for a tiny fraction of the price. All of a sudden, that moat doesn't look so deep anymore. Okay, so now let's flip the script completely. Let's look at a totally different kind of defense. One that isn't built on feelings or desire, but on cold, hard, unbelievably complex reality. So, what on earth is a physics moat? It's an advantage that's built on something so difficult, so mind-bendingly complex from an engineering and physics perspective, that trying to copy it is, well, it's pretty much impossible. The barrier to entry isn't just a ton of money. It's decades of research, thousands of patents, and a level of specialized knowledge you just can't buy. You see this with companies like ASML. They make the machines that make all of the advanced computer chips in the world. Or GE Aerospace, which builds these incredibly intricate jet engines. You can't just decide to start a competitor to these guys in your garage. You couldn't even do it with billions of dollars. The physics just won't let you. So just how effective is a physics moat really? Well, this number. This number tells the entire story. That's it. 0. For half a century, not a single new company has managed to break into the high-end market to compete with ASML. Not one. That's not a moat. That is an impenetrable wall, and it's protected by the fundamental laws of the universe. All right, time for the final showdown. Let's bring these two ideas head-to-head and deliver the final verdict. Which one of these business models is truly built to last? This quote from our source material just nails it. It perfectly sums up the whole argument. One is a genuine, enduring fortress, almost impossible to take down. The other, well, it can look like a fortress, but really it can be a value trap. It seems strong, but its defenses can crumble way more easily than you think. I mean, when you put them side by side like this, the difference is just, it's night and day. A brand moat has to constantly fight to stay relevant because competitors can always make a similar product. But a physics moat, it's in a league of its own. It has basically zero competition, and its long-term durability is pretty much guaranteed. It's the difference between a sandcastle and a castle carved out of a mountain. Okay, so why does any of this matter to you? Because whether you're an investor, a consumer, or you're just curious about how the world works, understanding this distinction changes how you look at pretty much every company out there.
So here's your toolkit, a really simple way to spot the difference. Just ask yourself, is this company's power built on a feeling that can be copied, or is it built on hard facts, like patents and physics, that can't? As an investor, this can help you tell the difference between a potential value trap and a true fortress. As a consumer, it explains why some products just don't have any real competition.
And that really leaves us with one final big question to chew on. In a world where a style, a product, or an idea can be copied and spread across the globe in an instant, maybe the only truly defensible position is one built on something that simply cannot be copied. So, what is the real, lasting value of being the one and only? It's a question we're thinking about.